Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, Smarks and Marks all over the world.
Grab a seat or take it easy on your feet as we set up our gear. Lend us your ear.
Because your boys, King Mac Millie and Jay Classic, are about to put on some podcast action.
So get psyched and turn to the smart side.
Because Smark Psychology Podcast starts now. Hello, great googly moogly, good God Almighty! It's Saturday. It's Saturday. It's Saturday. It's Saturday. It's Saturday. July 8th. July 8th. July 8th, and we about to 8 this interview. Can I say this? Can I say this?
I don't know if that is even grammatically correct. Also, I don't know if that's possible or not.
The kids say it. The kids say it. So I'm trying to the young kids, the kids of this generation. They be like, "Ooh, that 8," or however that shit go. I don't know. Smart Psychology Podcast, Season 3, Episode 116, Power and Privilege. We got Devin Reno Clas in the building. You know what I'm saying? It's going down. It's going down. Shout outs to everybody on the audio side, on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, Anchor, Amazon Music, iHeartRadio. Good morning. Good afternoon, good evening, good night, whatever in the time in the world it may be that you're listening to. We thank y'all wherever in the world y'all listening to us or viewing us in the world. We thank y'all because y'all could be here on the West Coast with your boys. You could be on the East Coast. You know what I'm saying? You could be down south. You could be somewhere up north or somewhere in between Midwest. You might even be in a whole nother country. We appreciate y'all. We thank y'all. But, the audio is cool. But y'all nigga got to come get some of this visual work. So go ahead and slide on over because we live on Facebook. Season 3, we are live on Twitch, and everybody should be in the same place at the same damn time. And make sure you like, you subscribe, and you hit that notification bell because we are live on YouTube. On YouTube. As y'all fall on in, y'all already know what to do. Jump up into the Smart Club section, which is that live comment section, and drop a bar for our guests or for your boys. You know what I'm saying? Say what's happening, say what's going on, share this anywhere, everywhere, anywhere, and everywhere. You already know who I am, but in case you do not, it is the value that allows you the opportunity to roll with me. You see the money. You see the crown, my way of mind test for the street profits. It is the man right here, the founder, the CEO of this here show, and your champion. It be your boy, King Mac Millie. Yeah, but I ain't here by myself. I am here with the opportunity guy on the other side of the smart side, bringing in the smoke light.
Whoa, I need you to say that right, sir, because I'm not just the opportunity guy, but I am the Mr. Opportunity. That's right, it's your boy, the J to the K to the LASSICK, the CSO of this whole show. That's right, man, Mr. Smark himself. You might say, man, look, we got Mr. Class here, but why you spell classic with a K? Because your boy is so thick with it, man. Red cups up, smokes up. We about to talk some wrestling. Let's get it.
Yeah. We here. Oh, we shining. Oh man. Oh, we blanging. Red cups up to you.
The
pop, man. The pop. I'm used to booze and all that other stuff, you know what I'm saying? Cheering for me, I still may say some disrespectful shit to you because, a hill is a hill. But speaking of hills, we got a couple of hills, you know what I'm saying, in the building. One hill that I got a lot of questions for because this is something brand new to them, but you know what I'm saying? Stars of PCW Phoenix Championship Wrestling, PCW AZ and PCW Ultra down here in the city. You already know if you come into the shows, then you already know what to expect for this show. But without further ado, we got the one and only Devin Reno Clas, Power and Privilege. Yeah.
That's not our song.
Fellas. How's it going? How you feeling?
Obviously, it's going great. I got a comment on the intro. I think
I watched a few episodes to like know what to expect, and honestly, no hard feelings. I think this is the worst one because you have two guys that are this good looking, and he didn't include them. I'm a little
unbelievable. Unbelievable.
Well, you know what?
Say that again.
We're
gonna keep the prettiest guys on the podcast backstage while we just ramble on.
Strategy. Well, fine.
Great strategy.
We are great guys. So you know what? If you would like this stage to go ahead and here. Introduce yourself since we didn't do a good job.
How dare you? How dare you give them the opportunity, Mr. The opportunity?
Go ahead and tell them who you are then, Mr. Clas. Go ahead. If you think you can do it to the music, go ahead. Come on.
First off, that's Dr. Clas. I'm the best looking man in the band, and I am the PCW AZ Heavyweight Champion. I am in the greatest tag team of all time with Devin Reno. And look at how good I look, and then let him tell you and show you how good he looks.
He's a doctor. My initials are Doctor. I'm Devin. Remember the name Reno. One half of the greatest tag team of all time, Power and Privilege. Thank you. That's the show. That's it. You're welcome.
There you go. All right.
First of all, Mr. Opportunity, how dare you give them
because I missed the opportunity. I missed the opportunity. I gave them the opportunity to do what they needed to do. I missed the opportunity. I told you I am the opportunity. They asked the right person.
One thing I will say is I give you a little bit of leeway with that beautiful shirt and blazer you got on.
Jesus Christ.
Didn't I tell you?
I gave him no leeway once I saw that shirt and that blazer. I said, what the hell are you doing? Ill, yuck. This is how we starting off the morning. He's like, yeah.
You looking sharp.
It's a good day when you're wearing that shirt.
Funny story. I wore this shirt and somebody actually only read the bottom, but they only saw the make great. And I was like, hey, read the whole thing. It's wrestling. I'm not even talking about America yet. I'm just said wrestling. It's the ring. And they were like, what makes you think that it wasn't great? Well, hey.
Just watch an indie show.
Did you have Clas and Reno? Did you have them? Okay,
watch an indie show that Clas is on, and watch an indie show that Devin Reno is on, and you'll see why we need to make wrestling great again.
We are making wrestling great again.
Got it. So, fellas, speaking about wrestling, let's go ahead and open up the can of worms. This is our first tag team battle too, so I'm looking for a victory, and I'm gonna get one. I'm already claiming it, you know what I'm saying? But wrestling. Let's start with the rookie, and we're gonna go to the vet with the same question. What was it about wrestling that opened up your eyeballs and made you go, that's what I want to do?
Well, it's the coolest thing on earth, right? You deal with the day in and day out of being a fan, where you kind of get lost in like the monotony almost, because it's so like ongoing. However, when you look at it from a grand picture, like the stories, the way they pay off make that monotony worth it. So even as a kid, I was like, oh man, like I have to watch next week. And even if nothing crazy happened, I'd be like, oh, but something's gonna happen next week. And then when those moments did happen, that's what sticks with you, and that's what you remember. So I remember the first memory I had of wrestling was The Rock getting NWO spray painted on his back.
Was that 2002?
Yeah, it was in the lead up to Mania 18. And so like that waiting for the payoff of The Rock to win and The Rock to come back and be the hero, that made everything worth it to me. So that's why I'm here. That's why wrestling is the greatest thing on the planet, and will be even greater once me and Clas get our teeth into it a little bit more.
It's going down.
Mr. Vet, same question.
Yeah, mine's actually touches on a lot of emotional heartstrings, really. I mean, I was a little kid, and I was sitting there at the TV, and I was watching it, and out of nowhere, Trish Stratus comes on the TV, and I said, that's it. I want to hang out with her for the rest of the day.
Titties.
I can't stand you.
That's my song. I love it. I love Trish.
But so similar, I had a first memory with wrestling that involved The Rock too. My first memory, I'm sure I've seen other things before this, but the first memory that sticks out is the beer truck, right? When that happened. And so I'm watching the TV. There's a gang of people just going absolutely bonkers. There's a guy in a beer truck driving down. There's guys in suits in the ring with jewelry and fancy belts and just looking great. And then there's chaos. And everyone was going absolutely crazy. And I just remember going, that is what I need to be a part of. And because similarly, it made me feel something that was incredible. And I wanted to be a part of that and create and interact in areas like that. And also hanging out with people like Trish Stratus would be a nice bonus too.
Yeah. Always a nice bonus. Always a nice bonus. So I'm guessing we were both what, in middle school range, maybe coming out of 5th grade almost at that time for the both of you, or?
I was younger. I would have been like, honestly, I think about 6 or 7 years old when I first saw that.
Got you.
Yeah. Around the same. I was born in 98, so 02, I was around 4 or 5.
Got you. Nice. Yeah, so you're a super baby, Devin. I know I'm 6 years class as senior, and I bet he didn't know that, but yeah. Yes, sir. Don't look it. Don't crack. Don't crack.
But don't grow a beard either. But yeah.
Whose side are you on?
Huh?
Whose side are you on? Are you my partner right now, or are you not?
He's angling to be the third man.
Wait. Can they coexist? Can Mr. Opportunity and the champion coexist even in this tag team interview? All right. So Mr. Clas, I know you said one person that stuck out to, I'm sorry, Dr. Clas. I must be correct.
There you go.
You said one person that stuck out to you was Trish Stratus. Who else in there who else stuck out to you in wrestling that really made you say, you know what, I want to get in the ring and do this?
Well, first and foremost, and really predominantly, it was The Rock. He was my favorite, even though he got sprayed down with the Miller Lite or whatever it was. He was my favorite. It was the same thing. I had to see what he was going to do the next week. I was captivated when he would speak. I was captivated when he would wrestle, and just seeing how, similarly to myself, everything he touches turns to gold. And so, I was like, that guy I can relate to. I want to follow, and do something similar to what he did. So from day one, he was definitely my favorite and biggest influence for sure.
Would you say you kind of looking at his career, would you say you kind of learned from it too? Like, did you want to go in as a babyface first, just like The Rock did, or did you you know what, I want to go for him?
Dude, honestly, I kind of went in as myself. I didn't necessarily try to lean one way or the other. It just kind of the chips fell where they did. And look, in my opinion, I have all the success. I've done all these great things, and people do not like me, which I don't understand. If you want a good role model for your children, look at me and follow my path and do the things that I'm doing, and I promise you will be more successful, but people do not appreciate that. And so, to answer that question, I wanted to go in as me and make a difference in these people's lives, and I think I'm doing it, but not in the way I intended to.
Awesome. A lot of people, I always say, heel work or just any work is always just, if you want to be a good heel, just go against what the consistency is and what the popular thing is. And sometimes that's what it is. Like I said, I want to make wrestling great again. Some people are like, what make you think it ain't great? Well, you don't have me yet.
You're my kind of heel, Class. Any heel that makes me not like him when I love heels is perfect. You know what I'm saying? It gets respect from me and things of that nature. It's like,
well, that's one of the problems with wrestling, right? Is you got all these guys that I'm a heel, and then they're messaging the fans afterwards. They're buddy.
Yeah.
Hey brother, let me take a picture with your kids. Hey brother, let me go to your barbecue with your Aunt Milda next week. What the fuck is that? It's disgusting, and that is what made wrestling not great for the time being.
You were posting.
They want approval so bad. They just seek approval. That's all they want.
Exactly. Why is her name Milda?
Why not?
You know it is. You know it's Milda.
Because the classic wrestling fan has a Coors Light in their hand, their belly protruding from their wife beater shirt in a trailer somewhere in the woods, and they have an Aunt Milda.
Absolutely.
So, Devin, so while you was getting into wrestling, have you had any? Did you try to do regular mat wrestling before you went into wrestling, or did you just go straight into the ring, the square circle?
You're training.
Yeah, I was an amateur wrestler in high school, a little bit in junior high.
Damn!
Yeah. Oh yeah. We got the setup here, bro. Yeah. Let's talk about it. Let's talk about it.
Look at that young, jacked, 152-pound monster right there. That's who that is.
Awesome. So what was it like doing your training for mat wrestling and then transitioning to the ring? Was it a hard transition or was it just like a straight flow?
Definitely a harder transition in some aspects. However, the mental strength that you gain from amateur wrestling can translate to anything. So you always hear and this is, I think, wrestlers sucking themselves off, but they always say once you wrestle, everything else is easy. But there's something to that. I always hate those phrases, but it is okay, now when I transition to pro wrestling and all these quote unquote bad habits from amateur, they're like, no, don't do that. Make yourself taller. You got to be stronger here. You got to be less strong here. It didn't break me because I was like, oh, okay, I just have to adjust. It was never, oh, I suck at this or, oh, I'm not made for this. It's, oh, this is different. I need to tackle this new challenge. So it created some habits I had to break, but it also gave me the mental strength to be able to break it down and say, okay, this is a new animal. How do I attack it?
So seeing that you came from the mat wrestling background, was your perception of wrestling or your favorite wrestlers changed? Did you look at a Kurt Angle more than you probably looked at a Rock or a Stone Cold, or was it all the same?
So it was all the same. Growing up, my big three were The Rock, Jericho, and Kurt Angle. All very, I think, different, but all stars in their own right. So I growing up, that was always appealing to me. I didn't know I would be this flamboyant when I started wrestling, but it is that is what was natural. And like Clas said, I'm just me. People ask, oh, face, heel, I'm me, dude. You decide whether you like me or not. It just happens that a lot of people don't like me.
Yeah.
Okay. My last question till I turn it over to my partner, since we coexisting right now. But I must know, sir, just a little question. Where'd you get the robe from? I want to know.
How the fuck?
Yo. I'm a Batman fan, and I'm just saying the Clas got robes. I'm saying you can bring that out.
You can't see it, but I have a Jedi braid as well. It's just,
it's brother. Hang on.
It was the wrestling team. We all had Jedi braids, and it's behind there.
Nice.
How the fuck did you? I feel like I'm on Nardwar. That's what I feel like right now. Just bringing up bullshit.
The internet's and
the internet.
You had a whole lot more. You had a whole lot more out there than Clas did. You know what I'm saying? But things were found.
I'm a private man.
Things were found. Okay, so I just want to say this. Glasses coming off. Y'all worked me. Y'all worked me like a motherfucker at the last PCW Ultra show, which we'll get into a little bit. And I was like, oh man, how come you guys aren't wearing matching turtlenecks? And you just like, oh, why? Because we look alike, Clas said. And I'm like, nah, that's not why. Y'all a tag team, y'all should wear matching things. And then y'all came out later for the match and y'all had on matching gear, even though it was different colors. And I was mad because it popped me a little bit. I was like, they have matching gear. I'm a cheer for them, man. They got on matching gear. I love matching gear. But speaking of turtlenecks, my guy, Mr. Turtleneck, you've been doing it since a very young age.
Yo!
A very, very.
I don't do gimmicks. I don't do anything like that. I'm just me. That's who I've been since I was 5 years old. Just Devin Reno.
Top to bottom. Clas, did you see this turtleneck and was just like, yo, come on, man. Let me take you underneath my wing. Let's do this. Because
look at that turtleneck. He looks incredible.
Yeah.
Look at that from day one, rocking the turtleneck.
Tell me, who else has done turtleneck and trunks? Nobody.
Nobody.
And
I was about to say Christian,
800 people chanting turtleneck because he looks so good in it.
Exactly.
It's true.
I won't say if anybody started such a chant or whatever, but you know, it's all good.
Taking credit for other people's success. I see where we're at.
All right.
You know what I'm saying?
Can't create your own.
Just a little bit of what you do, you know what I'm saying? It's like you see somebody becoming great and you're like, I want that a part of my greatness so I can become even greater. Devin, you were such a I would consider you to have been such a baby face. You got a nice baby face smile. You know what I'm saying? You got a nice baby face energy, the whole gorilla thing and everything. And then out of nowhere, you're rocking more turtlenecks and kicking it with this guy Class. I mean, wasn't your introduction into pro wrestling your first match against this guy? Like, why are we teaming with him now?
It was, and he beat me. So if I want to be the best and somebody is better than me, why would I not find out how they're better? It doesn't. Why, if somebody is in the place that I want to be, and I tell people this at the Arizona Pro Wrestling Training Center, if someone is in the position you want to be and you don't go up to them and say, how did you get there? And what do you do to continue to put yourself in these places? Then you don't really want it. You go to the people who are where you want to be and you say, how the fuck do I follow your footsteps and how do I make it? And they help you.
And is that something that you did immediately, or did it take some time to get to that portion?
I would say almost since day one, I've been asking Class for advice and his perspective. And look at that. How could you not see that and not want to ask how he got in that position?
How do you not want to ask the champ about how he became champ?
The real champion.
You know, I'm pretty sure that he copped up on opportunities. But go ahead, man. Yeah, man. How did it feel to be champ? Like, how man? Like,
fresh rain, right? Are we still undefeated? Like, name off everywhere where you're undefeated at, Class.
Undefeated in Arizona. I still say I'm undefeated at Ultra because Blair cheated and Chavo interfered. But outside of that, I've never lost. I've never been pinned at Ultra. Undefeated in Arizona for God, as long as I can remember, at least 5 years. It feels nice to be the champion, and also it's my job. I haven't lost. I've beaten everyone they put in my path, and so it kind of makes sense that I'm the champion now. And it's something that was inevitable. It was inevitable. It was going to happen. It's a nice token, but I'm still looking for what's next. I think the coolest part is PCW AZ is such an awesome part of Arizona, and it's, for my money, the best company by far in Arizona. And so to be at the top of that company is pretty cool. Somewhere where I've really worked my way up. Again, beat everybody. So it makes sense, but also it's a nice token of what I've accomplished thus far, for sure.
Yeah. Former AWF tag team champion. You know what I'm saying? I believe current still FSW champion. Are we correct there? You know what I'm saying? Just a little bit more gold, Just more gold. Nice.
No, not current champion anymore. I lost that in a cage match against Remy Marcel, and that was my last match, second to last match before I had surgery.
Okay, yeah, that's right. Are we looking to gain that championship back?
Nah, I've been there, done that. I'm going for the FSW Heavyweight Championship. That's what's next, and that is what will happen sooner or later. I promise you that.
Speaking, seeing that, I know about opportunities and, having opportunities. Let's talk about one opportunity that you have had, sir, and being Mr. Class in the briefcase, man. So, let us know the how do you say the journey to getting this briefcase, and also, how did it lift up your your caliber when you got it?
Future star to a current star.
Yeah, future star to a current star. So where do I want to start? I started at FSW it was either September or October of 2020, right? And so COVID had just happened, and they were just really first starting to come back. And so within that match was in March. I started in September, October. So it took me 6 months to work up to that point to get an opportunity for that match and then win that match. And so simply put, on paper, I looked better than everyone else. Look at the hair. Look at the outfit. God dang, look at the tan. It's all there, the total package. And so through COVID, unlike a lot of people, the AZ Pro Wrestling Training Center was awesome. We had group workouts. We had virtual workouts. We were all pushing ourselves to be better and to continue to work when everyone else was sitting on the couch. And so I was a testament of that. I put in the work. And so when the shows started coming back, they were like, holy shit, you look great. I know I look great, obviously. But that really helped because a big issue with wrestling, in my opinion, now is so many people don't look the part. And Devin and I, we look great. We both want to get bigger. We both want to get stronger, faster, et cetera, et cetera. But we're starting right now at a really, really good spot. And that is a testament to what helped me really catapult myself into great positions coming out of COVID.
So,
Speaking of spots, go ahead. I'm going to put y'all in the right spot because I want y'all to go ahead and do something special for me right here. Bust this out one time. One time for the one time.
Yeah. Hit.
That's all we gotta hit the post.
Am I the right way? I don't know. I got class way. There you go. I got class way.
Yeah. You don't have to do
it. I just made sure I was helping y'all with the ways because it's confusing. He get confused all the time. See, I
don't get confused anymore.
You
do. Yeah, see, I got it.
You still have to look at your finger. But Clas, you mentioned the thought pattern of looking the part in wrestling. So this question actually for both of y'all. And whoever want to answer first can answer first. But what are you guys' feelings about nowadays? We got a lot of talk about body shaming in wrestling and whatnot. So what is your thought pattern? Do you think it is a big thing to is the bigger picture to look the part, or is it the wrestling style? What do you think the bigger picture is for sculpting the perfect wrestler?
And just so I understand your question, asking what's the bigger picture, looking the part or actually being able to perform the part? Yeah. So in my opinion, look, I think looking the part is something that can get you through the door, and it's something that's going to get a lot more people through the door noticed, give them opportunities. Also, you have to back that up with competent professional wrestling. And I think there are outliers where they don't have a body, they don't have things, but they can get through because they are great at wrestling. I think it's kind of like when you're telling a story, right? You want an attention getter to get people interested in reading the story. That attention getter in professional wrestling is the physique and the way you present yourself and the way you look. And so while both aren't needed, I think having the physique and having the look is extremely helpful, but also you have to be able to back it up with competent wrestling.
Definitely. Reno?
Absolutely. I think so. The body shaming thing is weird, right? Like, I always tell people when they come into the wrestling school, they're like, oh, I wanted to be The Rock. I wanted to be Stone Cold. I wanted to be Triple H. And they've never stepped in a gym in their life. I'm like, okay, did you look at those people and think I look like them? Like, you need to understand they're in those positions because they're superheroes. You look at them as larger than life because that's how they present themselves. And that's just a part of it. What Clas said is absolutely right. You do not need that, especially now more than ever, which is awesome. You can carve out your way in wrestling with looking however you want. And I think that's beautiful. And I think that's great. I think if you want to reach a mainstream audience, there is still a lot of like the sex sells, right? Like it's marketable to be in shape. That's just how it is. It doesn't mean it's right. It doesn't mean it's wrong. It's just marketable. And so just because some people put in more effort to their physiques doesn't mean they hate other people that don't, or they just want to be more marketable. And so I think you need all of it to a sense. And some people are just very, very skilled in one area that they can bypass all of the rules, right? And that's awesome. That's them. And you need to be special in order to do that. And there are people out there that do it. And I love that. A lot of people look at that and say, oh, I don't have to work hard. Oh, they're out of shape and they made it, so I can make it.
Lazy.
No, they're really, really good at what they do, and that's how they carved a spot out. So unless you're willing to go through everything that they did, you should probably get in a little bit of shape, And you don't have to be a hammerstone. Just look like you belong in a sport.
Yeah. Like we're both pretty involved in the school, in the training process at the Arizona Pro Wrestling Training Center, and the amount of people that come through the doors who have never been in the gym, never played a sport, never done anything athletic, and expect to be like Rock or Stone Cold or something is absolutely nauseating.
It's crazy.
It's insulting, not to us, but to them too, to say, oh, I can be you, without putting in a percentage of the work. That's
nothing.
That's insulting. Yeah.
Yeah.
Nothing ever. So taking it back just before wrestling, you know what I'm saying? I'm gonna get to you too, Devin. So think about it as I'm asking class. But sports, baseball, Mr. Right Field. Why right field?
Yes, sir. Right field. So I had shoulder surgery a year and a half ago. In high school, at the end of my junior year, I had the same surgery, a little less intense back then, but my arm got to the point where I couldn't throw a baseball without extreme pain and like clicking, and I just had it was shot. And so before that, I was always pitcher catcher. I had a lot of success early on with pitching. I played all over the place, but my favorite was to pitch. And then at that point, I just couldn't throw anymore. And so I still had an arm, and I still had range in the outfield. And so what I ended up doing for the rest of high school was playing in right field and catching, and then in college it was left field and catching. Because when I got to college, I found out that my arm was good. There were other people that had way better arms, and so that's why I was in left field and then behind the plate.
You seem like you'd be a perfect catcher because catchers always talk shit. I never liked the catcher. I always had a bat for the catcher for their face mask, just for the shit that they talk. Like, don't talk to me when I'm at the plate.
It was the best too, because so I was someone who like bloomed pretty early as far as like going through puberty and everything. So I was 6 feet tall in 8th grade. And so I was like a big kid. And so being able to sit back there and talk shit and have no worries about anybody doing anything.
He was bullying people early because I'm a ball player, first base, center field.
Nice.
Just to ask, being in the outfield, I'm guessing it was a transition for you from going on to the mound to just having the free space and not really much going on unless a ball came your way. Shallow, mid, or deep? How you playing?
I always like playing. In the middle because I felt comfortable moving forward. I felt comfortable going back. In our home stadium, our right field was super shallow, and so that allowed me to play a little bit more shallow than I would have. And so I just like to play in the middle. It gives me my reads were always good, and I got, especially like when I got into college, I got good at kind of understanding what pitch is they're throwing is going to dictate maybe where I could take my first step and do this. And so I just felt most comfortable in the middle. It gave me the opportunity to go back or forward at the same rate.
I favored my speed and my momentum, so I always play deep. If the ball's going over my head, it's because it's going over the fence and it's out of my reach. Other than that, I really hated to turn my back to the action, to have to chase a ball, whether it went behind me and things of that nature. So I just always play deep. But it's always like to ask other ball players just to see where their mindset is at and things of that nature.
Well, that's a good point, too. Like, my speed was – here's the funny thing. My speed was never looked at as great. Like, I was always in high school a 3.45 hitter and average speed at best. And then I go to college, and they're like, you're going to be a leadoff or 9 hitter, and you're going to steal bases. It's, what? And so for some reason between that year, I got really fast, apparently, and I stole a lot of bases, and I had the speed. But I never thought of myself as a player with speed. And so that probably played into me playing in kind of the middle as well to give myself a good chance on either direction.
Got you. Devin, did we have any sports in our past before there was wrestling?
You better answer honestly.
What picture's coming up? That's
I can say for one that I don't have anything on this one. So.
My hands are up. I promise my hands are up.
As a young kid, I played everything. I played soccer, baseball. I did a year of gymnastics. I had a hip hop class. I did everything when I was a kid. Now, when I got older, it was soccer. And then when I was like, okay, I'm going to wrestle in 8th grade, I just went straight wrestling on everything. I played volleyball that year. That was fun. I had a crush on the coach. So, but yeah, Coach Arnelli, if you're out there, just hit me up. But yeah, like I played everything, and then I zoned in on wrestling, and I actually fell in love with amateur wrestling because I was like, oh, I'll do this so it would, get me into professional wrestling. And then I was like, oh, this shit's really cool. I really enjoy this. So at that point, that's all I cared about.
Did it throw you off when you went in and saw the mats and didn't see a ring, an actual wrestling ring?
I knew that because of Kurt Angle documentaries, but I still had no idea what I was getting into. I just knew he wrestled, so I wanted to wrestle.
Couldn't run in there and do a swanton bomb
I still tried.
the first time. Yeah, on the regular, just flat out, man. I know that hurt. Wait till it start taking bumps, right?
Oh yeah.
He got mad, just drop kicking his opponent. You know what?
Yeah.
So you don't get any points for that.
There were plenty, because when I was in high school, it was right around the RKO meme. There were plenty of RKOs every practice. Yeah.
Nice stretch. Let me get you with this RKO real quick.
Just going through RKO transitions.
That's it.
So
Now,
Devin, man. Oh,
go ahead. You got it.
So Devin, we were talking about training. So how was it training at the New Japan Dojo?
Man, our brains are in the same place for some reason.
See, in the same place, man. Because it's getting it's getting a lot of, especially in Cali, because ever since New Japan came to Cali was strong. It's been really getting a lot of buzz. So how is the training there? Is it a little bit more extensive than AZ, or is it about the same?
I would say so. AZ does a great job of laying a foundation, and I would say that opportunity was amazing. It was, you saw, it was 5 of us. It was me, the big 3 from AZ. It was me, Grizz, and Kevin Koa, and then Gregory Sharp from Vegas, and then Goldie over there on the left from Philly, I believe. And we were just invited out for a week of training, and Shibata kind of led the way. And those guys don't fuck around. It was intense, but like I said, it was like Arizona, just the next level of it. And so when we came back, we were like, guys, this is a solid foundation. And so that way, when you get there, kind of like we were talking about earlier with the amateur wrestling, developing the mindset, Arizona Pro Wrestling Training Center lays the foundation and develops the mindset of, this is really hard, I can do this. And instead of being like, oh, this is hard, this sucks, it's, oh, this is hard, like I'm excited to go back tomorrow to see how much they kick our ass. I'm excited to push myself. I'm excited to see how close I can get to passing out without passing out. Like, all of these new challenges was exciting to us. So it was next level for sure, but it was a great opportunity, and I learned a lot. If not wrestling, which I did learn a lot about wrestling, just the extent of what it takes to make it there,
Clas, I'm sure that you haven't had any because you're so perfect, but if you have had any, can you share your challenges in
kiss and tell, right?
Challenge, what is that?
I don't even know why I try with you. I have no idea.
Hey, pretty much Clash just told you. He just told you this.
Yeah. Pretty much.
That's my challenge. That's my challenge right there.
Well, how about this, Christopher Landon Anthony Streeter? Looking good. What is it that brought you about looking good all the time? Like just clean.
Oh, look at that.
Can be head to toe. Like,
God dang.
Why must you present yourself in such a way? Like, what is it about that works for you, just outside of your character and within your character as well?
Well, this is how I dress on a regular basis, and so taking that to professional wrestling. Look, this is a business. This is not a hobby. This is what I plan to do with my life, and so why would I treat that any differently than I treat my other career? Why would I treat that any differently than any other business that I want to be in? And so part of being in business, in my opinion, is looking professional and looking the part. And especially now, I'm always in a suit. I'm always looking great. That stands out. Nobody does that.
Yeah, nobody.
Devin has the turtleneck, and that stands out too. And he looks freaking incredible. And this is why people turn their head a couple of times and go, whoa, who are those guys? Because we don't have the little shorts and the gimmick bag and the tank top. We look good, and we look put together, and we look like we know what we're doing. And so for me, going all the way back to high school or maybe before that, but I just always appreciated looking good. And that's going back to The Rock too, man. He always had the shirts or the suits. Yeah. He always looked great.
$700 shirts.
Always had the glasses, you know what I'm saying?
Glasses and the whole shebang. And so it just is really important to me to look the part, and it stands out. That's the other thing too. Yes, Dolores, I've got all the swag.
all the swag. Clas got swag. Got swag. Yeah. Speaking of your other profession, you wanna share on that just a little bit, or are we still kissing and not telling?
Well, I know I never mentioned this to anyone, or I don't know if I've ever mentioned it in front of anyone in wrestling.
I'm surprised you're going to say it.
Yeah.
Wow.
I know. Boom. I'm a doctor. I'm a clinical psychologist, and I work at the VA hospital in primary care. I have worked for an online company, and then I have my own practice as well. So I do that as well along with wrestling.
You know, you should.
What are those initials? What are those initials? I know Britt got DMD. What's your initial? What's that?
PSYD, PSYD, Doctor of Psychology.
See, and you are on Smart Psychology. See, this works. It works.
Smart. The psychology lines up.
We knew
lines
it.
up. And you should add to your gimmick. Not having money, but stuffing your doctor cards into your opponent's mouths after the match. Like, you heard them, come see me, I can fix you back up. You know what I'm saying? I know exactly what I broke in.
I know I caused a little bit of mental angst just here.
I think that's a great idea. The issue is that none of these guys can afford my rate, so I don't even
Hey, that's more to your heel. Like, you can't even get in. Why you give me a card?
Stuff it in, tell them to come see you, and then take it back and throw it at the crowd, something like that.
Yeah, you can't take this. How long have you been in being a psychologist?
So I graduated from grad school in 2019, and so I guess as of that moment, that's when you become a doctor. And then I've been licensed for 2.5 years now. And so kind of how it works in my field is you graduate from grad school, and then you can do a postdoctoral fellowship, which is like an additional year of supervised training. And the advantage of doing that is a lot of states require that you do that in order to get licensed in the state. And so it's just, if you don't know where you want to settle down, it's just a good idea to do that. And so I did that for the year, and then I got licensed after that year was up. So I've been licensed since January of 2021.
So seeing that you work, pretty much with psychology, do you think it kind of gave you a cheat code in a way to really, mess with the fans' mind, especially when it comes to being a heel? Like you pretty much you in the mind already. You like, hey, I got you. So do you think that kind of gave you a step up?
I think it definitely gave me a step up, understanding how the human mind works and what things work for different people in different crowds, and then what things are triggering for different people in different crowds, and how to kind of dive in that and manipulate it. And also, studying all different types of minds to all different types of people, and having a doctorate degree, which means I'm at the highest level of understanding how people think, how people work, and how people act. And so knowing that, I think, not only in the ring with my opponent, but also with the fans, and how to, I don't want to say manipulate, but guide them to make certain decisions is very, very helpful.
Ah, that's perfect. That was a perfect way to put it. All right. Guide. See, the psychology already working.
Guide.
That's all we do.
Let me lead you. Devin, is there anything outside of professional wrestling that we're getting into that's special and close to the heart?
Not really. The professional wrestling is something I've always wanted to do, and now I'm doing it. So that's pretty great. I coach people. I love lifting. I love training. So I coach people, like online coaching. But other than that, this is my life.
Yeah,
I love it.
And I mean, you don't really have a stage name or a character name. You're just as real as you say you are. You know what I'm saying, Devin Reno.
Wait, there might
remember the name.
Reno. Remember the name.
Remember the name, but there might be one because he is a teenage.
Oh man,
teenage dirtbag.
Are you gonna play the whole reel here? There's phenomenal.
Hey, look here, I can't. Okay,
we're just screenshotting. That's crazy. You're not gonna give me more plays. You're just gonna screenshot. I see.
Oh, but see, this is all for you to then explain to people what this is. So then they can see the real for themselves. But
they can go on my Instagram, DVN_RNO, and see for themselves.
Boom! For sure. Cheap plug. We do that.
Hey, speaking of names, Dolores, for someone with such a stupid name, you have some great comments. So, I
you know what? I'm gonna laugh. Yes.
It's almost.
I did not expect. Yeah, I did not expect someone with such a name to have somewhat intelligent commentary. So thank you.
I fucking love it. I love it. Since we're there, Devin, like this heel thing, and I know you said you don't really determine, you let the fans determine the things of that nature, but for a good length of your short career, you seem like a real facey type of guy. You know, got a great baby face smile. You know what I'm saying? Had some hair that was on top of the head, looking well. You know what I'm saying, doing the whole gorilla thing and things of that nature, and then just all of a sudden we're a jackass, like class ass, like
Whoa,
why?
whoa!
Yeah. Oh,
Why?
Compare me to a donkey when I am a purebred, thoroughbred horse. Come on now.
There you go. Exactly.
Class, I love you so much. You have no idea. Oh shit, we got some shit talking coming back.
That's the bad trash talker.
Oh shit!
All right, Dolores, you lost my respect.
Yeah.
This man is the best trash talker.
Dolores said that's my real name. I'm gonna let you slide this time. You're a good wrestler, but a bad.
Oh, thanks, Dolores. You're gonna let me slide. Thank you. I appreciate it.
As she pauses me, I didn't say anything questionable. Get out of here, Dolores. Get out of here. But why the change? Why the change, Devin? Is there a goal in mind?
Look, there's no change. I'm the same person everywhere I go. It just happens that in Arizona they cheer me, and in Los Angeles they hate me. I'm the same. If you look at my matches, if you see my mannerisms, and Mr. Dom Vitale hates me for this, but I'm the same person. I'm unlikable to some, and to others, I'm extremely lovable. So it's their decision whether they cheer or boo me. I just ride the wave either way.
Yeah. Okay. So in Phoenix, along with our Phoenix heavyweight champion, Devin, do you have any gold of your own?
So me and Flyboy Freddy were the first ever tag team champions, and a team you guys might not, you might know, Los Suavecitos. Yeah, there we go. Finally, a picture I was expecting. Appreciate it.
We had to do one at least.
Yeah, thanks. But yeah, now those are with Los Suavecitos, and next Saturday it's actually our last chance to get them again. So me and Flyboy are ready. I'm gonna have some gold around my waist for sure.
Definitely. Speaking to the both of you, how does it feel to be a champion in professional wrestling? Something that like when you guys were looking at it, was it something that was on the checkoff list? Like, I definitely want to become a champion, or was it just I just want to wrestle? Like, what's the experience been like being a champion, just anywhere and everywhere that you have been a champion?
I'll let the champ go last. So
What a guy.
Here's one of the problems with wrestling today is there are so many championships, and we're not just talking about what's on television or what's recognized on a worldwide basis, but the fact that some people will post cardboard put together duct tape toy championships and claim that they're the champion of the world on Instagram when 20 people saw them win it and only 10 people made noise when it happened is crazy. So I think the promotion and the kind of prestige behind it, and the fact that it's actually something you want to represent, means more than just whatever belt someone hands you. So someone like Clas, who has the Phoenix Championship, that's the best promotion in Arizona. There's no question. If you look at the crowd, if you look at the energy, if you watch the quality of the wrestling, that's something to be proud of. The Phoenix Championship Wrestling Tag Team Championships, those are something to be proud of because of what they represent. They don't represent someone's garage where 15 people saw you wrestle. They represent the community that Phoenix Championship Wrestling has built. If you go to those shows, they're not wrestling fans. They're people in the community that just want to be entertained. That's special. The fact that we do all this charity work with elementaries around the area, that's what that represents, you know? So anybody can wear a fucking belt. It's what is behind it and what it represents that makes you a champion, right? That's just my opinion. And I'm probably going to get hate for that, but
No. Don't you dare look at me, because you know what this represents, and you know who I am behind it and in front of it. So don't look at me crazy. Don't look at me crazy. That's why you have the opportunity.
I hear a lot of stammering and like backpedaling.
Neck stretches, sir. Neck stretch. Wait, why are you backtracking someone for neck stretches? I was just stretching my neck. Don't let me explain myself on why I'm champion. You know why?
Yeah. Okay. Don't stretch your neck this way. Yeah, there's pride here.
I can't stretch.
No, not this way. You don't have the privilege to stretch that power this way. Yeah.
You spoke on the the importance of championships, and I feel like there was a certain time when almost every championship that you saw was that importance. To me, it was like during territory times and the late 80s and 90s. Do you have an era, you Clas and Reno? What is your favorite era of wrestling, and when do you think that it kind of going back to the theme of making wrestling great again? When do you think it kind of dropped off a little?
What's my favorite era?
Oh,
what made wrestling non-great?
And also what made wrestling non-great? This with your whole time being a wrestling fan, what was your favorite era, and what do you think?
The greatest era in territory in professional wrestling is Mid-South Wrestling.
Oh, let's go.
Yeah, there's nothing better. There's nothing better. And I think I really, as part of growing up in it and just being caught up as being a kid during this time, the Attitude Era was just awesome. Everyone had the Austin 316 shirt at school. People were hitting stunners and rock bottoms on the playground. It was like such a cool time to be a wrestling fan and be a kid at that time. So that will always hold a special place in my heart. For me, the kind of the end of the territory days, not right up to the end, but early 80s, late 70s, I think the wrestling was just incredible, and I really loved watching it. And that's most of what I watch today. And it seems like, again, I haven't been around forever within the business, but I think over the last 15-ish years, it just seems like the gatekeepers all kind of phased out, and then anyone and everyone got let into wrestling because, sure, there's more reasons than this, but Joe Schmo would open up a school and wanted a payday, and so anyone and everyone who could pay him, they'd let in. Say, yeah, kid, you're done. Go wrestle on shows. And so I think there's a lot of that today. Just anyone, if you have a dream, you can do it, which that shouldn't be the case. It's a disservice to those kids because it makes them look like shit when they're in the ring with someone like Reno and I. And then it also does a disservice to the business because it just oversaturates it with people who are incapable and uncredible of being professional wrestlers.
Reno, same question.
Yeah, so my favorite era would be the Ruthless Aggression, because that's when I fell in love with wrestling.
That was a good one.
And kind of the same thing. Like Clas kind of opened my eyes to Mid-South, so I've been loving some Mid-South and old territory day stuff. Because if you look there, the basic principles of storytelling, those withstand the 40 years.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, the moves are outdated, the finishes or whatever, but there are so many aspects of it that still are. Everyone says MJF's the top guy, right? That's all. It just shows that the common principles and the basic storytelling they were telling back there still works.
Still, yeah.
And as much as these fans want to be smart, and as much as they claim that they know everything, they are guided, not manipulated. They're guided into reacting exactly how they're told to react.
Mm-hmm.
So that's it. And what Clas said is completely right. And we've actually talked to our trainer, Max, about this, but there was a time where the only schools around were very reputable, right? There was maybe a school per state, maybe. Some you'd have to travel to another state just to go. So he was trained by Kowalski. So it started there, and then somebody couldn't make it, or somebody stuck around enough, but they ended up not getting an opportunity. So they were like, I'll just open up my own school and I'll start my own promotion. So then they broke off, and now this tree has all of these branches, and some of them are dead. Some of them aren't very good, but they're still getting supply because people are willing to go if they don't have barriers of entry. So I think it started to just, like Clas said, oversaturate and dilute, where now you have to sift through a lot of bad wrestling to get to good wrestling. Yeah. So I think that kind of added to the overall decline. However, wrestling's in a great spot right now. So it hasn't declined. Like, there are so many different opportunities and there are so many ways to watch wrestling. And what me and Clas are a fan of, a lot of fans that might not be their cup of tea. So they can go on Fight TV, they can go on Premier Wrestling Network, they can go on Remix, which just launched. Hey. They can do all of these streaming services and find the wrestling that they love. So I think overall it's diluted, but that's just because the pool has become an ocean, right? So it's gonna happen.
Okay. Speaking of Remix, you know what I'm saying? You guys click the link in the description, you know what I'm saying? Cheap plug. You get to see a lot of things like Defy and Progress and Enjoy Wrestling, and also PCW Ultra. Right. Just 2 days ago, Vamanos Bang Bang was shown live. You know what I'm saying? Log in, check that out, and you'll get to see the tag team of Power and Privilege taking on Kevin Koa and our boy Grizz Brody. I gotta ask. Devin. Is this just going to be a fight forever scenario with Kevin no matter wherever you go? Like,
it's all fight.
It seems to be that way.
This Chicken and Peter Griffin, is that what this is already? Just everywhere you go?
I think so. Me and him are day one training partners. We walked into we had our tryout together. We were the same class, and we're there. We've been competitors with each other since day one. So absolutely.
That is lovely. I don't like how it's coming together, because it doesn't look too good for my guy Grizz. You know what I'm saying? Just following the story the way that I see from the outside looking in. But you know, I'll wait to see how it unfolds. But man, Clas, you've been getting or attempting to get the upper hand on Grizz, and so now you guys have come together and meshed in both of your feuds together. Like, how are we looking? Like, why do we walk away? What was the reasoning behind walking away from this past match that we had that we weren't victorious in?
Because we didn't need to be there. I beat Grizz, Devin beat Koa, and then they put us in a tag match together because those two threw a fit after the match, and now we have to be subjected to this absolute bullshit. Why would we have to stay there? You heard the crowd. They want to see Power and Privilege for whatever reason. They want to see us. We're stars. We didn't have to be there for that. Neither did we want to be. You know, we went out there. We showed off what we got, which is a whole heck of a lot more than they have. And when it was done, we left. We didn't need to be there anymore.
Didn't need to win. Didn't need anything. Are we looking at War Beasts?
Hang on.
Yeah. We're looking at the Ultra Tag Team Championships. War Beasts, they're a little busy. Sheik's managing Fatu. Fatu's got a lot on his plate. He's the champ.
Yeah.
Those titles, they need a home, and their owners are a little bit busy right now. So
now
we need to face War Beasts.
Now you do know with these matches, the violence is not just legal. It's sometimes necessary. So are you guys? Do you guys think you're ready to go War Beast violent for those titles?
Look, in those matches, yes, they're violent. Yes, they can get bloody. Yes, they're brutal. Those guys know how to work hard and how to take what they want. But the advantage that we have is our beautiful brains. I'm a doctor. His initials are DR. We know how to work smarter, not harder. And so if it comes to that, if they need to face Power and Privilege to keep themselves relevant, so be it. I am supremely confident that we will outthink them 100% and leave intact with our beautiful jawlines and face.
Is beautiful one of your favorite words?
I think so.
It comes naturally to me.
It just rolls off the tongue with such essence. Just beautiful. Beautiful, 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 beautiful. Why the name Power and Privilege?
Why not? Ooh, doesn't it fit?
You're asking me, does it fit?
It's a rhetorical question.
Yeah, I thought
because Power, Privilege, Clas, and Reno always win. That's why.
Always.
So I'm guessing, I don't know, maybe Devin is the privileged one and maybe Clas is the
So you
power
thinking
one,
like I'm like, so who's power?
it's just or maybe
Why
Devin
do
is power or and Clas is privilege or just maybe they're a little bit of both. Maybe they're a bunch of
I was
two
gonna say, why
PPs.
do we have to be individual? If it's a team effort, why can't we both be both?
Yeah. I was getting there. I was just seeing, checking the energy,
I
seeing where
was
you
just
guys'
saying.
beautiful brains was at. Perhaps maybe there would
All
be
I was
some
saying
ownership.
was it would probably be beautiful if if one was power, probably you can come out to I got the power. I'm just saying, like it'd probably be something. I don't know. I'll just say
I
something
think
about
our
power.
song right now is totally fitting.
But that was a good transition. Speaking of music, what music? Because I did notice your interest theme, so I made me wonder. So, what music is Clas and Reno into? Like, what gets you guys into the wrestling mood, and just what do you guys listen to? Just period to just chill and have a good day.
I'll let you go first.
Wait, it sounds like it's a good one. Oh, you go first.
No, what you heard is what I listened to. I listened to a lot of rap, a lot of hip hop. I went through my EDM rave stage, so there's still a little bit of a trickle effect from there. Rock, of course, growing up in the Ruthless Aggression era, and then I mean, look at me. Of course I listen to some country, so rap and hip hop is primarily my my cup of tea for sure.
Ooh, I'll come back to you, Clas. Favorite rapper?
What's that?
Favorite rapper, Reno. Favorite rapper.
Favorite rapper right now?
Yeah.
I'm really digging Token right now. Token, the reason why I like him is because we were kind of the same age. So I'm listening to him grow up in like this increasing stardom, and he's very honest about being a piece of shit sometimes. And so it's refreshing because I'm like, oh, this kid is making a lot of stupid mistakes like I do, yet he can put into words how he deals with it a lot better than I can. So I appreciate him for sure.
Do you have an all-time favorite rapper or hip hop artist, or is just right now?
The widest answer ever. Eminem got me into hip hop.
Let's go.
He was the guy. There it is. When I saw 8 Mile when I was a kid, I was sold. I'm like, this is the coolest guy ever.
Definitely, yes. Clas. Now, same question. What favorite type of music to listen to?
Favorite type of music outside of like training and athletic stuff, definitely country music. I'm a huge country fan. I've been for a long time, so I listen to a lot of that when I'm just having a good time and going out and doing stuff. In the gym, I listen to a lot of like older rock, 80s and 90s hip hop is big. I kind of never evolved past that really. I don't really like the new stuff as much, but there's definitely some good stuff. So mostly country, little EDM here and there, but a lot of country music for sure.
Okay, I must ask you then, Clas. I must ask this question. Is Old Town Road a country song?
I
had to do it. I had to do it.
He's turning red. That's not a tan.
He looked like the color of his shirt. Make country music great again. Is Old Town Road, in your opinion, a country song?
No.
Oh, that's a no.
No, it's not.
That is
Not
a
even.
no. Not even with Billy Ray on it.
Well, Billy Ray, I would say he had his day, but he had some pop hits too. He had the pop hits too. So I can't really call him a true country artist.
Okay, well, so in that, who is your favorite country artist?
Ooh, couple favorites: Cody Johnson, Luke Combs, Morgan Wallen. Those are kind of my top 3 right now.
Nice.
Cody Jinks, Sturgill Simpson, Whiskey Myers.
No Brad Paisley?
Well, Devin.
That's my guy.
He's good too.
That's my guy.
Wow.
I like to get a little bit of the voice here and there.
Unbelievable.
Hey.
All right.
Hot shot to you, bro.
Beauty, Mr. And pause me for this. I don't give a shit. Mr. Beautiful Clas. Mr. Beautiful Chris.
You know that's his word. I won't pause you. That's his word. I won't.
Yeah. Oh, because it's his word.
That's his word. That, like he already put it.
You said Mr. again.
Yeah. And you see now I must pause you for not saying doctor. See there you go. What?
I'm never going to give Clas everything. I'm never going to give him everything. He has to work hard.
You already got it.
Oh, Jesus. Speaking of what you got, you got some of these.
Whoa.
Great, beautiful robe. Great, beautiful robe. How many robes do we have, and why did the robe have to become a part of what Clas is?
So that's the only robe I've got, but I consistently kind of make alterations to it as time goes. So the robe kind of evolves along with my career, and so that's the only one I've had. But why the robe? Because I wear the suits outside, and it's kind of the most similar to a suit as ring gear to me. It shows professionalism, it shows presentation, and it makes everyone look directly at me because not many people come out looking that damn good. My goodness.
Oh man! So you said there's a story with the same robe. So how did this robe start off? Like, what was the look of this robe when you first got started, and what was the last addition to it?
So if you leave the picture up for a second, see the little gold shimmers on the lapels?
Mm-hmm.
Those were not there. The little fur, it's not feathers yet, but the little fur around the wrist, those were not there. And so at first it was just my logo on the back, and that was it. There wasn't even the tie. And so I think the first time I wore it was at Ultra before the pandemic happened. And then I had him kind of do the cuffs, and I had him do the lapels. And then now there's feathers on the lapels, and the whole back is bedazzled, and the lapels are much different. And it's just kind of evolved in that way. Got a little bit classier with each iteration.
Was that the purpose for the story of the robe? Like to just keep adding on to it? Like, was that something that you envisioned or something that you just started doing?
No, that just kind of started happening. I wanted a robe, and we got the version 1 out and said, okay, let's add this, and then that worked for a little bit. Okay, what about this? And add that, and then kind of so on and so forth. And it just kind of went with the flow of it, and what looked good on camera, what it felt good, what was easy to transport, and things like that. And so it just kind of went with the flow on that one.
Question for the both of you. Oh well, Devin, are we going to make any alterations to our turtlenecks, or is it just going to be a straight up turtleneck? We getting any bedazzling or any boas attached to it?
So I'm a perfectionist, right? But with that, when I finally reach perfection, why would I alter it? If I've tried so hard to be perfect in everything that I do, and I've come really close, and with that I nailed it. So why would I need more?
This man said he already hit the Super Saiyan of turtlenecks. Okay. Hey, yo, Mac. Hey, Mac.
What?
Hey, you know what they probably said when they saw their perfect entrance gear?
What?
Go. Woo! On a bitch.
Very possible. Very possible. You look like a pea. You look like a pea. We're both peas. What kind of peas are we? We're power, and we're powerful, and we're privileged, and we're privileged, and we're powerful.
Now give me a woo. Give me a woo. There we go. Yeah.
Oh man, let's see. Cayman Ryan says these guys are such great heels. So fun booing them at PCW, and that goes along the lines of
why would you boo us?
You boo them?
Why not boo? Why it's like a boo cheer.
What's that guy's name?
Oh, shit.
Cayman Ryan?
Cayman?
You're gonna read these names. Who Cayman Ryan? You're gonna read these names, and you're gonna tell Clas that Milda is out of the park.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, Cayman. I can't help you, Cayman. I'm sorry. Like, Milda was one, but yeah, you got,
Now that I'm looking at these names, you know what I'm saying? We got Dolores, you know what I'm saying? We got La La Blue, you know what I'm saying?
La La Blue.
Ayo Fash.
Ayo Fash.
Ayo.
A lot of Aunt Mildas.
Boo the Hills.
Aunt Milda seems normal now.
Yeah, absolutely.
Shoot, Milda's sitting like Bertha right now. I don't know what's going on.
Milda is Cayman's mom and aunt, so that's crazy.
I hope that's not your real name. That is a wild name, Cayman Ryan. Who Cayman Ryan? Like, wow, that was a finisher right there. The match is over. Throwing the towel, everything.
Cayman.
I hope it's a finish after Cayman. Yeah.
Yeah.
And that's about time to wrap up when he came in, right?
Yeah. It's over, Ryan. Sorry.
Oh man, the goals of power and privilege. What are they? What does the end goal or the top of the mountain look like? And please don't say we're already at the top of the mountain. Jesus Christ.
Oh, God,
we're not stupid. What are you saying?
What does the top of the mountain look like for Clas and Devin Reno?
Look, the top of the mountain, from my perspective, and I think we share a lot of similarities in this, is there's a lot of steps along the way. But ultimately, the end goal is going to be champions in the highest company, most popular company possible. And so no matter how long that takes, no matter if it's tomorrow or 5 years from now, that's what you should strive for, because we're beating the shit out of our bodies. And to do that and not have the highest ultimate goal, in my opinion, as a clinical psychologist, is crazy. Yeah. And so that's kind of the goal. Again, we've got a lot of steps on the way that we're going to hit, a lot of benchmarks we're going to hit, and that's what we're working towards. That's the mountain we're climbing up.
Reno,
you speak. You got to
he hit the nail on the head. Why would you do this if you don't have the highest goal imaginable?
What is the highest goal
to you?
If you had to pick one, what's the highest goal?
It would be being champions wherever pays us the most and gives us the best opportunity to make ourselves the household names. Because at the end of the day, if you go through an entire career and you have nothing to show for it, you have nobody that knows who you are, and nobody remembers you when you're dead, why did you do this? So wherever that takes us, that's the highest goal. So long after we're not here, I still want. Do you ever see Power and Privilege tapes? You need to go look at those. That's when you know that you made it, right?
Yeah. Okay. Got to get some of your footage on VHS and some Betamax tapes. You know what I'm saying? Might have just told my age just a little bit.
That's
just
deep,
with that.
Bro.
Yeah.
That is put some promos on cassette tapes. I'm done. Clas, you talked about putting your body on the line, day in, day out, and you actually have been through an injury yourself.
Even injured, I look great. My goodness.
Happy as hell.
How was it? How was the recovery with your arm? And also, it looked like it opened up more for again, another athlete in wrestling, and a touch of Clas started showing up more in PCW, the show of a touch of Clas. So tell me, how was that transition? Between wrestling more and now doing more promos to be seen, but it's like I'm focusing more on the charisma aspect. How was it?
Yeah, so remember I told you I got the same or a similar surgery in high school. It was a little bit less severe in high school when I got it. And I have to remember, and you guys have to remember, when I got the surgery, I was 17 years old, and we know that our body heals significantly quicker when we're a lot younger, okay? Yeah. So I go in for surgery. I went to the same surgeon I went to in high school. He's regarded as one of the best in the country for shoulders. And I got it done, and I'm expecting to be back in 6 months, just like I was cleared to wrestle in high school after 6 months after surgery. And so, man, in high school too, it was summertime. I didn't do all the PT I should have. I didn't do all the treatments I could have, and it still healed like magic. This time I went to PT twice a week for 8 months, and I did all the things. My diet was locked in. Everything was locked in. I was exercising, and it took a lot longer. It took about 9 months before I could start getting into a ring again, which was really frustrating and really tough. And so I was thankful and also not surprised that I had the opportunity to do the touch of Clas and talk to the people and address them, show my face to them, because they want to see me. And so it was a nice change of pace. One thing that was challenging, if you remember back to the first touch of Clas, which I think from what that picture was from, things were heating up Joseph Samael came in. Cheat came in. It was
yeah. Esco. Yeah. That was building the match.
Man, it was chaotic in there, and I was like forgetting that I had a sling on. I wanted to get physical, and like when I got back, all the kids from the school were like, "We thought you were gonna do something. Like we were all so worried for you. We thought you were gonna do." I was like, "I was this close. I was this close," but it was only like I was only like
wild.
4 months out of surgery at that point, and so to make that switch in my mindset of relax. You're out here with the microphone. You're out here in your suit. I don't want to just dump $1,000 because I ruined the suit, you know. And so that was a tough mindset to get in, but one I was really, really happy to get in and explore that a little bit more than I usually
do. And definitely it did give a whole nother and great dynamic, like you said, to just being able just to hear you talk and then see, instead of just seeing, like you said, the fighter. Kind of the pot stirrer, because you let that happen. You was like, well, we got War Beast. Oh, look at that. We got New York here. I'm just gonna get in the corner.
Yeah, big old fuck New York chant, like everything. It was opening up major in there.
I orchestrate entertainment for you. What can I say? And everyone still booed me.
And no matter what, arm or shoulder or no shoulder, you're gonna have that blazer. I love you. I love it. If the blazer is going to be on, one arm in, one arm out. What a guy!
Yeah, the belt matches the shoes. Everything's tailored.
Oh yeah, I want to see your socks. I don't pause if that sounds weird to anybody, but I'm a sock man. You know what I'm saying? Because dressing up in suits and things of that nature is just the thing to do. I may not look the part right now, but I'm definitely along those lines, and I always put a pants leg up on them. That you looking sharp? Oh, am I really? Look at the socks though. Wow.
So with that suit, there was 1 or 2 pairs I would have worn. There's a pair I have of myself giving someone else my finisher. It's a very nice pair of socks.
Where the hell did you get them socks made, man?
What's that?
Where'd you get those socks made at?
I was a best man in a wedding about 2 years ago, and that was one of my groomsmen or best man presents was socks giving the groom my finisher.
That's hilarious.
Dope. That's dope.
So those are cool. Those are my game day socks, or it would have been blue and tan polka dots. Would have been the other one.
The sock is primarily blue. The polka dots are tan.
So blue or tan polka dots is the one pair of socks. That's one of the 2 pairs of socks I wear with that suit.
Got you.
Nice. Hey Reno, are you a big suit person yourself, or is it just turtleneck and some cool bottoms and all good?
Just turtleneck. Why mess with production?
Turtleneck and drawers, man.
If it ain't broke, don't fix it.
The answer stays the same, and I love it. Look here. Why do I need to fix my turtleneck? Look.
Consistency.
I swear I bet, and you can shake yes or no for this, but do you have a whole closet of just turtlenecks? Like you have a whole section just black turtlenecks, just like here.
How many days of the week are there?
7 days a week. He got a turtleneck for every day of the week.
I can't wear the same one. That doesn't make any sense. I would have to do laundry.
Now, are they all black like Stan from American Dad, or you have different colors?
There is a lot of black, but maybe I have different colors. I don't know. Let's see.
I want to see some bright colors next time at the next show in October. We're there, right? We're getting Power and Privilege on the card. Do we know just yet or not quite?
I don't see why we'd be left off.
I like it.
We're one of the hottest acts there right now. It wouldn't make much sense.
Wouldn't make
more ways than one.
Jesus Christ. How much time do you guys spend in front of the mirror? How about that? Like it sounds like a lot. Or maybe not as much because you already know what you look like and it's just gorgeousness. Like doesn't have to be viewed.
But I mean, like think of all the museums with all the beautiful art in there. People pay big bucks to go see them and stare at them.
Stop making me like you more. Jesus Christ. I don't want this.
When you are like Reno and I, and you have body that God himself came down and sculpted to be the perfect person, why would you not look at it all the damn time?
Jesus, I get it. So how many times a week do we tan?
Ooh, there we go. That's the one.
Good question.
What kind of tan are we talking here? Because this makes a difference. Are we talking shoot rays? Are we talking spray tan? Are we talking bed tan? What do we got here?
I mean, I tan with the sun and the sun alone. So please explain to me what all these different tanning
things
are.
Let's go each one. Okay, how many times you spray tan? How many times you spray tan?
Spray tan once a week. It lasts about a week, and then you got to scrub it off. And then, well, you don't have to. It can last longer depending on how you take care of it. But when you have good tanning resources, you can do it about once a week.
Tanning bed.
Tanning bed. So I actually got away from doing that because I have very good access to professional spray tanners. So the spray tanning solution is sugar based. It's a lot healthier for your skin, for your lungs, and for everything than the bed or even the shoot rays. And so I do the spray tanning pretty much exclusively these days.
And that answers my question on which one you prefer. Reno, are you very up on tanning yourself?
Have you seen it?
Come on.
But I mean as up on tanning, because I'm like it seems like there's different levels of like, okay, I want a 10. It's like it seems to me, correct me if I'm wrong, but it seems like it's like there's like first level, like, okay, I'm just going to see how it is. Then there's moderate level, like, I'm going every once in a while. Then there's just 10 is life. I'm going every day.
Well, tanning is part of being a wrestler, and there's your house show tans, which are maybe like a rub on and that's it. And then there's your ultra tans, which is a double dip situation where you go to the tanning booth already tan and you say, I want the darkest one you got. So it all depends.
Nice. Okay.
You guys are in a tag team match, but you are not tag team partners. You're across the ring from each other. Who is your tag team partner in such a match?
Oh, how would you
like
do that?
We're facing each other.
Yes.
Facing each other. Who would be your other tag team partner?
Current or all time?
All time. Give me all time.
Triple H.
Ooh, that's a good one.
He picked the game to go against Clas and his opponent.
Whoever else it may be.
I might have to go with, why not Magnum TA, Terry Allen?
Ooh.
Magnum TA.
Ooh. Talk about being a class act. Jeez, that's
mustache
grand.
don't quit.
That's grand. Okay, we're on the same side of the spectrum. Tag team match that has to happen before Power and Privilege calls it a day. Who's on the other side of the ring?
Let them know.
FTR. Absolutely.
FTR.
Ooh. FTR.
Top guys.
Ooh.
Let's go.
You got to get a best 2 out of 3. Are we in the game for that? Best 2 out of 3.
Let's go best 5 out of 7.
Ooh.
Please.
We throwing gimmicks in there, or we straight up tag team wrestling?
That depends on what happens.
And I'm glad that I just said that, because I just triggered it in my brain, damn it. And this needs to be talked about before we get out of here. Please explain to the people that are listening and viewing why and how special tag team wrestling is and why it's necessary in the wrestling business.
Yeah. I think we both have a lot to say on this, but tag team wrestling is hugely important. And especially, like, I go back to Mid-South and the territory days when it was just masterfully done. And there were so many incredible tag teams that were really some of the top guys in the territories, right? You have the Midnights, the Rock and Rolls, the Fantastics. Mm-hmm. You have guys like that who just completely changed it and revolutionized it. And you have 4 people telling a story. You have 4 people working together and fighting. And there's so many more variables. There's so much more you can do. And it's just a totally different flavor of wrestling that can be equally, if not more, exciting.
Perfect.
There is nothing that makes me more upset than a tag match on an independent show that is not treated like a tag match. It's just 4 people doing their own thing and trying to do whatever they want. The tag match is the only match that has the story laid out for you. So for you to not go with that formula and change the variables that you need to make it interesting it's crazy. That's not the art of wrestling. The art of wrestling is taking the story you're given and making it the most entertaining one on the show. Whether that be, hey, your job is to get the crowd up and wake them up and get them ready for an awesome show, or your job is to put on a 20-minute main event banger. The tag match, your job is to tell a tag story. So the fact that some people see it and go, oh, okay, there's just more people in this match, I have to do my stuff, is very frustrating. But yeah, tag wrestling, I did not want to be a tag wrestler, And everywhere since I've started, I've been with Flyboy Freddy in Arizona. I'm with Clas, and it started in LA. We're in Vegas as well. And then even in Vegas, Jordan Cruz is in this group, the Billionaire Boys Club, with us. And me and him are going to start tagging. So I've kind of been forced into it, but it's been such a blessing as a wrestler because it's expedited my progress by a ton, because tag wrestling is such an intricate story and art that it really challenges everyone involved. And like you said, tag wrestling can be the best wrestling on the planet if it's given the spotlight and it's given the time to show that it is. I know everyone likes the 20-minute bangers, the one-on-one. Oh, it only matters if it's singles, if it's triple threats.
That's BS.
Yeah, it's crazy.
I love tag team wrestling. True tag team wrestling.
Exactly.
And just to extract something real quick of what he said, right? Like, one of the most frustrating things that we see, and that I think everyone sees, but maybe doesn't realize it, is the tag match where it's two people having a singles match, tag out, two people having a singles match, tag out, et cetera, et cetera. And just to swing it all the way back, that's part of why we're making wrestling great again. We're bringing tag team wrestling back to what it should be.
Ooh, I like this. So you know what? That being said, you know what, brother, I will stop this whole can we coexist tag team, because we have been a tag team for real. Okay, that's what we're gonna
I'm a heel. Right. I'm a heel. What do you expect?
Okay, all right. That's right. Not.
It was perfect. I didn't even have to think about it. It wasn't slow or anything. It was
you
right.
You still looked at your finger. You were like,
no, I was looking at you.
You were following the finger. You know
what? Follow this finger, damn it.
Hey.
Oh, it's not there anymore. Damn it. Damn it. Wherefore art thou finger? Before it's said and done, speaking in a single frame and outside of tag team wrestling, before it's all said and done, Devin Reno has to do what?
I have to impact as many people as I can before I leave the planet. I have to give as many people the opportunity to say, I saw Devin Reno wrestle and it made me want to do this. I met Devin Reno after a show and it made me realize my heroes are awesome. Like, I want to be able to give the kid, the maybe sad, anxious, lonely, depressed kid, vision, right? I want him to be able to see me and see what I've gone through and how far I've made it one day and say, oh, wow, I can do that, even if it's not wrestling. I want him to be able, him or her, to say they did it and they have the same issues that I have, so why can't I do it? And the more people I have able to say that, then I'll get selfishly, I'll be remembered, right? Because they'll have that story to tell of me and how I helped them. But also, more people are living happy lives, and I don't see anything wrong with that.
Indeed. Before it's all said and done, Clas has to do what in the wrestling game?
Clas has to be on a massive level to show that, hey, look, I came from a pretty sweet background. My family came from money. I had a lot of advantages growing up. But that doesn't mean that I can't be someone who chases an unconventional career path or unconventional dream. I can do anything I want to, and I can be successful in anything I want to, and I have thus far in the past. And if you follow my etiquette, if you follow the way that I live my life, you're going to be a better version of yourself too. And I want people to be better. I want people to work harder and be more focused, improve their intelligence, improve their social standing. And if you look at me as a role model, that will happen. I've lived my life by a formula since I was young, and it's only given me success, and I wish more people would do the same. So follow me, and you won't be disappointed. You won't be like me, but I promise you'll be a better version of yourself.
Remember that. You're just getting a touch of Clas. You can't be the whole Clas, but you're getting a touch.
You get it. You're starting to get it.
Hey, there we go.
It's the blazer.
Class shirts increase intelligence by 13%. Studies show.
You know what? I'm gonna start wearing my sweater vest more, right?
Jesus Christ.
Because look, one already got turtlenecks, and you, Clas, respectfully, you already got blazers. Stay with my sweater vest, all right? I don't know what you got, sir. I don't know what you.
I got a little bit of everything because I make everything look good. You know.
Yo, you can stick with your bow ties.
I kind of retired the bow ties, but you know, whenever they come out, you just know that it's a serious thing. It's a serious event going on. You know what I'm saying? Maybe I'll wear a bow tie at a PCW Ultra at the next event. You know what I'm saying?
When we get our tag title shot, I better see bow ties all around.
Oh, okay. I'll see about it. Maybe I'll get one customly made that has
with our face on either side of the bow tie.
Yeah.
Now you're tired.
With the tag title right on the knot.
That's a great idea. Great idea.
Y'all get it made, I'll wear it. Gee, I just signed myself.
Now we're paying for you to have
now
clothes?
We're the merch guys.
How does this work? Nice try.
Everybody, our first sponsors, Power Privilege.
All right.
Yes, thank you for
taking a
sponsoring.
lap.
I love it.
Take a lap.
I'm gonna tag out to my partner. Go ahead and get pinned.
Oh, wait a minute, sir.
Yeah,
Whoa.
yeah.
I don't think that's happening. Oh,
You're the Grizz of the group.
Oh,
wow, like for real, like you have to.
Got it.
Wow.
We definitely got to clip that. It wasn't me, Grizz. I didn't say it.
I didn't even say it.
I didn't say it. I didn't say it. I set it up though.
I just nodded this map. We talked about, you know, legends in the game. And you, Class, have actually worked with one legend before in the ring, and that is the one Val Venus.
Oh,
ladies. So you know, from one beautiful person to one person that just get all the ladies also. How was that match? And how was that experience being in the ring with Val?
So there was a lot that went into that match. So earlier I told you that the match where I lost the Nevada State Champion was my second to last match before I had surgery. This was the last match that I wrestled before I had surgery. And so after that cage match, my shoulder was toast. I dislocated it 9 times, all in matches or in training up to that point that year. And so it was just getting super loose. And so I got some treatments done. I took about a month and a half off and to get ready for that match because I wanted to be ready for it. And so I went to training the week before the match, and someone made minimal contact with it, and it went out. And I was like devastated because I've been doing treatments the whole year, and it just kept getting worse and worse and worse. And so I was worried about getting through the match and being able to do it with keeping my shoulder intact. And so that was kind of adding into the match, knowing it was my last one and not knowing if I was going to be able to come back, because a lot of opinions I got from the docs was you probably shouldn't wrestle anymore, and you probably are going to need to get it fixed, not touch it, and then you'll need a shoulder replacement in not that long. And so I didn't know what the future was going to hold. So for me, kind of mentally and emotionally, there's a lot going into that match and a lot that happened because of it. But as far as being in the ring, it was good, and I had to bust out some of my old tricks to get one up on the big Valboski. But being in the ring with someone like that who's a professional, who's been one of the top, if not the top wrestler in the world at certain times, man, it was a lot of fun to share it. And, you know, remember, I'm undefeated in Arizona. So
Undefeated.
He is another notch on the old belt loop. So it felt good to get in there with him, with the WWE legend, and come out with the victory.
Is there any other legends on Class's list to face in the ring?
It's got to be.
We don't have enough time to go through that list. Chavo Guerrero is probably number one, though.
There we go. That's all. Look, there we go, Chavo. Hey, it's out there. It is out there now, sir.
Definitely number one. Before we get out of here,
after the whole match had gone on, he decided to come down at the end of the match when we're both tired. We've been both going blow and blow, and he comes down to seize his opportunity and hit his little 3 amigos and an extra frog splash. What a loser!
You got to get that back.
Absolutely.
Devin, thank you for drop kicking the shit out of not only Kevin but also Stanley Lofa.
That's what I do.
That's my guy that I love, that hates so much, and anytime I see him taking any type of anything, it's just a joy. It's a joy.
Did you call him Stanley Lofa?
I did. I will never say his name right. I will never say his name right.
Yeah. Back pocket.
Yeah. Starting with Devin, ending with Class. Tell everybody where they can reach you. I wanted to say it so bad. Where they can reach your ass. Yeah. Go ahead.
That's a pause. Big pause.
Nah, you know what?
That's a pause and a rewind. Yeah, thank you.
Usually I don't stop myself and I just let it fly, but it rhymed, so I was just gonna come with it. Like, yeah, starting with Devin and ending with Clas.
I'm tapping the go back 10 seconds.
Oh man, Devin, where can they find you, man?
All my social media is DVN_RNO, Devin Reno. That's Twitter, Instagram, all the goods.
All the goods. Clas, where can they find your goods? Or are your goods findable? Are they attainable?
That pause button.
They're attainable. If you do a little digging, you can find them, but it's at I Am Clas on Instagram and Twitter, Christopher Landon Anthony Streeter on Facebook, Christopher Landon Anthony Streeter on YouTube as well.
That's a hell of a name, by the way. Like, I'm glad that I had the opportunity to say it today because I was just I gotta say it. It's just wonderful.
It's like saying my name is like the same as running a lap around the track. There's so much, and you just get winded doing it, but you feel so accomplished after you get it all out correctly.
You know, did I get it correctly?
Yeah, you did all right. You did good.
You know, I'm not gonna lie. Usually, in our culture, you usually talk about people with two first names. Like, oh, you got two first names. You literally got all first names, bro, for a whole name. That is
who is named Streeter.
Yeah, that's what I was about to ask. Who out here?
So, well,
hey, you cannot tell me that on.
Someone in the comments for sure is named Streeter. 100%. Dumbass.
I was about to say that sound like a TV nickname like Screech. Hey, what's up, Streeter? What's up? I'm like, that's a name.
PCW Phoenix. We got anything coming up?
Got a big one. Big one coming up on July 15th, 1 week from today.
Nice.
Are we on the card? Who we on the card against?
Is the heavyweight champion on the card?
Pause.
Rewind. All your little gimmicks.
Hey, dang, you're hitting all the pauses. I can't.
What?
Dang.
That's what I'm here for. That's what I'm here for. I love triggering things.
And besides, Devin already told you what he was doing on the card.
Me and Flyboy Freddy, we're going for the tag team championships.
Yes, sir.
Los Suavecitos.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. We got a victory coming up and retention of other things. And then when we get the PCW Ultra in October, maybe we get some more gold. Hopefully. But definitely tune in to see. Make sure y'all click the link below. Make sure y'all get signed up for a remix so you can see all the action, see how power and privilege get down in the ring. Is there anything else that you would like to say to these stupid people in the comments or the stupid people out there listening to your beautiful voices before you leave?
Real quick, we're here. We're making wrestling great again. And in case you haven't learned, power, privilege, Clas and Reno always win.
Man, I have been the value that allows you the opportunity to roll with me. Time for y'all to get up out of here because I got some power and privilege to get to know and get to roll with a little bit better and everything. And I'm gonna leave y'all with the smoke, man, because there's money to be made. I got to get to the money.
I'm sorry, man. Y'all gonna look. I love y'all in the comments. Y'all got to leave my office. I got to catch up too. Got some business to do. But it's been your boy, man. The J to the K to the LASSICK, Mr. J Classic. You already know your boy spell it because he's so sick. Mr. Opportunity. If you know, you know. Man, it's been a great time, man. Smoke's up, cups always up. But y'all gotta get your own red cup. Yeah, I can't give no more.
Devin Reno, DR, Dr. Clas, we appreciate y'all. Welcome to the Smark side. Red cups up to y'all. Thank y'all for being here, giving us your time. Y'all check out the rest of our interviews and the rest of this episode. If you're just getting in here now, go ahead and go back to the beginning, check it out, share it along with all the peoples, you know what I'm saying? Rewind. But it's been a great one. It's been Saturday, Smark Psychology Season 3, Episode 116, Power and Privilege, Devin Reno and Clas. And we up out of here.
Go. Woo! On a bitch.